Okay, we're live and we're late, but we're here. All right, let me wait for some people to come and join us. How's everybody doing? Can y'all? Okay, yeah, that's about as good as my angle is gonna get right about now. How's everybody doing? I know it's been a while since we went live. I didn't go live at all this month, and I think I missed the last week in February too. It's been crazy. Hey, Destiny. It has been a crazy time. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know about COVID-19 by now, but yeah, that's between that and work, I've just been missing. So, how are you, Destiny? What's new? It has put a huge bump in my weight loss journey, okay? I lost 12 pounds in February and gained all of it back. All of it back. I haven't stepped on the scale since I saw that I had gained 10 pounds. I was just like, really? Hi, happy Wednesday, sunshine. Welcome back. I missed y'all a lot. It's been a hectic time, but I'm back. I could just see it in my face. Like, my face had started slimming up, and now it's just like, and I don't know. I'm starting to get the thick mama shape again. I'm like, dang. But I've been eating like a lot of junk food, and I've been drinking. I didn't drink it all in February. I got a drink sitting over there right now. I've been drinking because I've been stressed. So tonight, I did not realize you had 3 cups. I'm drinking right now my favorite drink of choice is what is it called? It's 1800 mango margarita mix, which is like 20% proof, but it's really sweet and it tastes like juice, but it gets you, feeling good and vibing. What kind of exercise have you been doing, Sunshine? Because I'm thinking about doing dance again because that's what I was doing, and just maybe dedicating 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day, 4 times a week. Because this whole not moving, not going to the gym, my gym is closed. And one of my Zumba instructors, I have 2 that I go and like do classes with. She posted that our gym, which I go to a gym called LA Fitness, they were closing to April 1st, but she said that she received notice that they're extending their closure through May 1st.
Jesus
And I'm
Christ.
just like,
Screw
all the weight that I lost is going to be back on if I continue like this. Being sedentary is not helping. It's not helping my mental health. It's not helping my stress. And it's not helping my weight loss journey at all. So I need to start doing a back out. A background. Damn, I can't talk tonight. A backyard workout, a living room workout, something. Because what we doing ain't working. We left to go get some stuff from the store for dinner tonight. And I saw a lot of people, like more than usual, walking outside in our neighborhood. So we were thinking about doing that. I'm in Georgia, and I just feel like, I don't know, the way everything is shutting down, I don't feel like this is going to end by April 1st or, by mid-April. I know my son's schools, our county, they closed the schools, but my son is in pre-K, so he goes to a facility where it's like a daycare and an after-school care center. They're still open, and they're still open, but their pre-K part is not, because the governor shut down the schools, the public schools, and I guess Georgia pre-K, even though it's a privately funded, is it privately funded? Am I saying it
It's
right?
funded by the
It's
state,
funded by the
so
state, but
they have
it's
to,
it's like
anyways, abide by.
they have
They
to
go by
abide by
state
what
rules
the
instead of county rules.
Yeah, so it's even though pre-K is like Georgia lottery funded, they I guess are listening to what the governor's ordinance is or mandate is, which is to close for a while. The counties were closed, I think, a week and a half ago, but they announced for my son's preschool program to cease and postpone until April 13th, which is when the kids come back from spring break. So I can still bring him, but long story short, they would want me to pay more for the daycare employees because he's not technically in preschool, which is funded by the government. So because of work, he probably is still gonna have to go. It just might not be every day. Or I can use my 4 hours that I was paying for with after school care, which I think will be good because I think with small kids they get stir crazy, after being locked up. Hell, I'm stir crazy. Okay, everything closed. Can't go to the mall. Can't go to the movies. I think the drive-in was open. It may not be open now. And I saw some posts about the violence against Asians. I've seen on like Facebook people talking about it, and I just feel like that's sad, and it's really pathetic because it's like it's that's not going to solve anything. And if there are people here in the United States that are Asian, there's no reason to look at them and assume or put a prejudice on them because it started in China, so they say. You know what I mean? Like that's it's kind of like the racism you see with black people. Our people are stereotyped because of their color, and in this situation, I guess Asians are experiencing that as well, and it's not fair. Yep, exactly. Folks in Georgia are acting a damn fool too, buying up all the toilet paper and the paper towels and the hand sanitizer. I ain't seen no hand sanitizer in 2.5 weeks in the store. It's gone. I do it, but we do got plenty of bath soap, antibacterial soap, and all that good stuff. Oh, they buying up the bullets and guns. That's scary.
That's been going on for a few weeks.
That's you know what? Des did show me a video. People don't know how to act, and it's like you want to protect yourself if the whole state goes into shelter in place. Well, I know some states have already done it. If the whole state goes into a shelter in place, and then you got people out here that couldn't get their toilet paper and they whatever the canned goods of food, who's to say they're not gonna try to rob you for yours? So you gotta be able to protect yourself. It's a good time to have a pet if you have a dog. I don't really care for dogs that much because I'm a little afraid of them. But, people who have dogs tend to have more protection in these sort of situations than when it comes to people trying to run up on you. I could agree with that too. Oh, yay! I do have a warm spot for adopting pets and stuff though, for real. Even though I don't like pets that much, I think it's sweet. Like those little commercials where you see the abandoned dogs and cats and things like that. I think it is sweet to like give them a home after the rough life that they've experienced. So I think that's really sweet. Um Sunshine, you make a good point. I do think that you got a lot of people that don't like a lot of ignorance going around. That's what I'll say. Like lack of understanding of what's going on, lack of understanding of what the virus is and what it can do. Hence the reaction that we saw, everywhere with everything running out. Excuse me. Because honestly, the media has a job to control the way we think and the what we're afraid of. They choose what is there for us to see when we turn on the radio, when we turn on the news, when we turn on our sports and all that good stuff. So I think, hey Latrice, I think that this COVID-19 thing definitely has a lot of media enticed panic. Like I really think so, because I know for me, it's affected me at work, and I usually don't really talk about my job, and I'm not gonna really go into it, but it's affected me. Hey, Shantavia. It's affected me at work as a communications professional, but it's also affected me at home. It affected me so much at work that I didn't realize until I turned on the TV, or the radio leaving work, and somebody was like, "Yeah, the schools are closing." And it hit me like, "Oh my gosh, the schools for my county are closing." Although my son's school didn't close yet, all the other people's children are out, which means all the students are going to be at home with their parents, hungry. And that's when I panicked myself and was like, I got to go to the store and rack up. And it was like all hell broke loose in the store. I went to Aldi first, and people were getting the toilet tissue, the paper towels, the bleach. They took all the meat was gone, the chicken, all of it except for frozen. They didn't get all the frozen, so that's where I was able to get like frozen ground turkey, fish, and stuff like that. The produce was still there, but it was people getting stacks and stacks of canned goods, and it was nowhere to park. Aldi is always empty in my area. It's in the parking lot with our gym, LA Fitness. But when I tell you, I had never seen Aldi that packed. I had to stand outside and wait to get a buggy. Some people were taking the little boxes. You know how Aldi has boxes where they keep the cans and the meat and stuff? People were toting that to get their stuff. It was freaking crazy. Usually I could get off work, get to the gym around 6:20, go in Aldi and make it to my Zumba class at 7. Y'all, I got out of that store at 7:30. I went home, or I didn't go home. I went to two other stores after that because I couldn't get everything I needed. The only good thing I can say is that Aldi had the best prices out of everybody. So, I got food, canned goods, frozen meat, Aldi, and then I went to Publix. Publix is high as hell, but they're notorious for having everything in cases of emergency, whether it be a hurricane, an ice storm, whatever natural disaster. We did that. Daz would love what you're saying about buying seeds, because he always talks about growing his own like food and learning how to have those skills where you can hunt and things. That's him right there. Who he's probably all for that. So, to make a long story short, I had to go to Publix to ensure that I could get water. I just like to have bottles. And now, because of everything going on, anytime I see some water in a store, I get it. All these water was gone because it's the cheapest water. Their water is under $3, and all of that water was gone. They haven't had water since the last 3 weeks, basically. So then I got like paper towels, toiletries, cleaning stuff, and then just like bread. I got bread because Aldi was out of bread at Publix, and that was high. Then I went to Dollar General because most people didn't think to go to a dollar store and get stuff. So there, that's where I racked up on toilet paper and paper towels and cleaning, like antibacterial soap. I was able to get a big container of antibacterial soap for $1. And so, after that, we were pretty set. But then I realized the stores weren't shutting down. So it was like we enticed all this panic and bought up everything and drove all the stores stock down, and now like they still haven't really gotten back to normal. So it's been crazy. You're right, Latrice. All the bread was gone. Matter of fact, I just remembered I was able to get a piece of bread, a loaf, one of them 85-cent loaves of bread, and it was smushed because the folks was crazy. I'm like, why y'all smushing the bread trying to get it? Like, it was crazy. I think that the people should have. I think the people should have prepared better. Like they waited until it was too late to start trying to enforce limits on quantities and stuff. And now they're enforcing it now, but it's too late. Like, people done already got it, and the people that need it are, had to go without, basically.
I mean, they weren't gonna enforce limits because folks would have rioted. You can't.
They should have.
Ain't. It's no reason to. Why am I gonna put a limit on something when folks gonna buy it up? Like y'all basically knocked out a month worth of inventory in 4 days. Why am I gonna put limits on stuff?
It's quantities 2 to 4 now, but why they couldn't have did it when it was going
Why
on
am I gonna
to
do
take
that?
to take care of everybody
Why am I gonna do
though?
that as a business? That's not their job as business people to make you care about your fellow person. That's you.
But I think that they should have done that to take care of more customers, because the customers it would have got bought regardless. That's what I'm
When you're in a
saying.
business, when you hit a boom, you don't short your boom period. You never short your boom period ever, because boom periods don't come every
They
day.
can't see you. He all hidden behind the. Y'all can't see Dez. Can't tell me y'all can't see him.
You don't short boom periods ever in business. If you have a boom period, you don't short it. That's money. That's more money than you've allotted for your month. Why am I gonna sit up here and tell you, oh well, don't only buy this much, only buy that much? You know how much stuff your refrigerator holds. You know what you need. You know what your family can realistically go through in a month. You know if you buy 120 packs of chicken, you're not gonna eat that. You can't even freeze it. Most people don't sit up here and have a freezer big enough for that. But you're
The
buying it out
reason
of
why we're
panic.
going through the now is because of capitalism. The boom is a double-edged sword, and people remember that.
Right. It's gonna you're
Yeah.
gonna hit a recession because with every
Clearly,
boom
and
period
like
comes a recession.
everybody better enjoy this time where it's super busy and the companies are offering hazard pay and overtime, because after that,
Yeah, it comes in a ebb and a flow. If you hit a boom period and a
I feel
super
like my head
and a
looks like a
strong boom
floating head.
period,
I
you're
hate
not gonna
that.
hit it for very long like this. You're gonna have a famine period. So that's why you take advantage of the boom period
And
as it
And
comes.
you know what? That's where I'll say it's good to be an essential retailer or have an essential service if you have like a hustle, because a lot of the people who don't. Destiny, I heard that Target is starting at 15 an hour temporarily because of this thing. If they was already at 13, it'll be 15, and they're paying hazard pay. But a lot of the essential retailers like grocery stores, dollar stores like Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Aldi, Target, Walmart, home improvement stores, banks, they're considered essential, so they're not going to close. I would recommend applying at Target. And then, like, even here in Georgia where I live, I've seen, excuse me, I'm seeing signs on the doors at Aldi, Dollar General, Kroger saying, hey, we're hiring immediately, because they need people to help keep the shelves stocked because of how crazy it is.
That's only gonna last for a couple more weeks. Like they can't sustain that. No one, because you that's not in your fiscal budget for the year. You're pulling from emergency funding. But two, a lot of these folks who are not going to be working in the next couple of
She
weeks,
sounds like you, Des.
a lot
This
of
this taught me anything. It was to learn how to live off the land the way our ancestors did.
I say it all the
He
time.
says that all the time.
You can't always be. If anything, Hunger Games showed you why you can't be dependent
I
on
didn't watch the
government.
Hunger Games.
I've seen all three of them. But you can't be dependent on large government simply because there's only so much food they're gonna process. If you don't have people to buy meat, why am I gonna keep processing extra meat? But if you learn how to kill a deer and you learn how to kill a deer and quarter a deer, you have your own meat. That way, you just saran wrap it and you put it in the freezer. You
That's
freeze it for
true.
as long as possible.
I don't know.
Like I've seriously been wanting to go because one of my pro fights hunts deer, and
Thank you, Latrice. Oh, you just made my day. I've always had, knocking on wood somewhere, I've always had pretty clear skin. I do break out sometimes when I'm stressed, or if I incorporate a lot of fried, greasy foods. And we haven't really been eating a lot of greasy food. I've been eating a lot of
mm-mm.
candy, but I haven't been eating a lot of greasy foods. Oh, Lord. I think, well, I don't want to say anything crazy, but I will say this. I think that they may be trying to get rid of older people because initially they were saying that this virus was targeting older people. Thank you. Targeting older people 60 and above, and they weren't really doing anything to protect them initially. Now they're starting to tell them to quarantine, don't go out. You see the corporations giving them special hours to shop in the stores and things like that so they can get their food. But initially, they weren't really taking the actions that they should have to protect these people. And it kind of was made of a joke, and I don't know if it was because of our current president or what the government outside of our current president put out versus what the CDC was saying. But it seemed like we could have and should have learned from China and Italy and took action a lot sooner than we did. And I noticed that, like, it shifted. Was it you telling me the age of the people is now it's 18 to 59, which is like our age group. And I'm just like, I know for millennials specifically, they targeted the capitalism was definitely targeting millennials because the flights started to go down, and that's where the millennials started to get to fall into it because they're like, oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna still go on my spring break.
No, because you had so many articles and stuff that came out when Delta started having flights that had like 5 to 7 people on them. The first thing they started saying is don't take the flights because it is a risk. Just because you're young and right now it's talking to older people doesn't mean you're immune to it. So yeah. That was
I saw a lot of if I die, I die. And hell no. You know what? I'm speaking from truth. I had a whole trip planned the week after next, and that got canceled, okay? I'm not trying to get no virus if I don't need, not on purpose. Not if I can avoid it. Like, as much as I need to get away from work and go on vacation, I'm not trying to go right now. And then I had a trip planned for my birthday. Guess what? Cancel that too, because that's in May, and it don't look like this is going to be fizzled out by then. I'll celebrate later. Like, I'm not trying to say live in fear, but I think it was strategic to like get rid of people. Maybe that sounds crazy. Maybe that's pessimistic. I don't know, y'all, but it just seemed very weird. And then, like, you're right, we don't. Oh my gosh. A lot of my friends thought it was funny. All I kept seeing was coronavirus. Coronavirus. It's real. It's real.
That is the most annoying video on the face of the planet right now.
Y'all see Cardi B?
That is the most annoying video on the planet.
Yeah, I might be a little tipsy. I don't know. But I was just like, I'm so tired of hearing about it. Like, when I tell you that is my full-time job right now, like, it's revolving around this because it is definitely like, it's scary for everybody. So just like helping to manage communication and, keep associates' well-being considered, and then still trying to consider my own damn well-being at the same time has been a very stressful time. And I know my damn friends, they thought it was a joke until stuff started getting shut down. Like, when they couldn't go get their nails done, we couldn't go to the movies, the club that we was just at, which I actually didn't make it into the club because I didn't want to pay and I'm cheap. St. Patrick's Day weekend, I was supposed to go out with one of my friends, and I found it odd, but they were charging $20 to get in after 11, and then they said you had to spend $30. This is a place that normally is free or charges like $5. I'm like, the hell am I going to pay $50 to come here for? And I went home. And I thought about it, and I'm like, the next week, that's when the government was like, all the bars have to shut down except for to-go orders. And I was like, oh.
This wasn't...
They were doing that to try to get some extra money, probably.
None of this was a new prediction. The Democrats called this like 6 months ago.
How much news does your wife watch?
None, but what I'm...
Right. So how am I supposed to know that? I don't even like watching the news, really, because like I said, the media and the news sources, they choose what they decide to publish, and a lot of the
Right,
times
but I
it's
mean,
very like draining, sad, depressing,
I
people
don't
get
watch it on
shot type stuff. So
I
I
don't
don't.
watch it on TV, but I do read it on my news app, especially NPR, because they're normally not very biased. So when they start publishing certain stuff, I'm like, okay, this is an issue because normally they're very calculated in who they pick and choose to publish, and they did too because it's South Africa started having certain countries in Africa that are having problem with locusts, and I'm like, that's locusts are not
She just said that's in the
something.
Bible.
It is. It's a scripture. It's like Second Chronicles, I think, where it talk about sickness, locusts, and something else, and it literally plays right into it. So it is one of the things that was called. It wasn't out of nowhere, but because enough people don't pay attention to it, it doesn't matter to most folks.
And then did y'all see like something, it's like a Facebook meme, but did y'all see where someone said the Simpsons called coronavirus on an old episode?
They did. It's from
Do
years
y'all
ago.
find that weird that the Simpsons keeps doing that?
No,
Why? Like, is this okay? I don't know what that is. I gotta Google it. Don't judge me. What's a locust?
it's a bug. It's a bug.
Locust.
They come in, they eat up all of your produce.
Okay, I'm not gonna Google that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just
it
trust
looks
that you
like
told me
it's
what it
almost
is.
looks like a grasshopper,
I
but it has like
Simpsons episode,
that was
they
after
predicted that then too.
that was after he did his interview with Oprah.
But there was okay. So that's when he said he was gonna run and the Republicans
Run
are
as a
gonna vote for
Republican.
him. I remember
She,
that.
she said we're muted.
How?
I don't know.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, never mind. Um,
Can y'all hear me now?
basically, he had already
Maybe they
said.
hear us talking about bad things. They're like mute.
Basically, he had already said that if he ran, what side of the ticket he would run on and why. So he was very forthcoming with what he said. It's just nobody thought we'd get to a day where you have a internet celebrity and a running for president actually winning. But I mean, I'm not surprised. He actually picked the right time to do it.
I don't know, guys. I just don't want anybody. I don't want people getting hurt.
Well,
More people getting hurt because people have
unless you
already died. I get it, and in the hospital.
unless you find a country that practices compassionate capitalism, that's not gonna happen.
But you heard that the symptoms. One of them, they were saying that you lose the taste in your mouth.
Taste and
And you
smell.
can't smell anything.
Yeah.
So I haven't had that because I've been eating up a storm. Everything tastes good.
A lot of it is literally like they're saying quarantine. It sounds bad, but that's literally a big part of it is just staying away from people.
Destiny. Destiny funny.
I mean, it's literally just one of those things where you have to literally stay to yourself. But a lot of folks are going crazy because they so used to being out and about.
One of my
But
best friends is from Ghana, and she keeps talking about that too. Like, I'm about to buy some
man,
property over there and go back.
well, I mean, at least she's Ghanaian. From what Miles was saying, it's some Africans that do not like black folks.
She's not.
I who
A fool is not black.
I said she's Ghanaian. That's not a problem for her.
Oh,
That's what I was saying.
I missed Guy, and I was
No,
like,
that's what I said.
no. Let me tell you what I thought he said. At least she's got in. That's what I
No.
thought he
I
said.
said at least she's Ghanaian. It's not a problem for her as it would be for us. Yeah, he kicked in about 125 million when he stepped down from Microsoft like last week or week before last. That's when you knew it was a problem. When he stepped down from the Microsoft board, it became right.
No, they don't. You're right. Oh shoot, show it.
Yeah, so I have a shirt for that.
Nope.
So
I would say some most. I don't want to say all because I have
it's not
African
all.
friends and they love me.
It's the
They
ones,
love me.
but it's not just Africans though.
but some don't. That's the truth.
But it's not just
It's a
Africans.
stereotype that they think that we're lazy, and because they had to work very hard for everything that they had, they have a different work ethic than African American people.
It's not.
So
just,
the dislike comes from that.
It's not just Africans though.
That mindset.
It's not just Africans.
Who else?
It's Jamaicans. It's other dark skinned
All
folks.
people
Don't
of color
us.
don't like us because they think we're lazy.
It's not because they think we're lazy. It's because they think we're privileged.
And lazy, both. They think we're privileged and we don't take advantage of the privilege.
But
that
they
we
don't.
have.
Yeah, and the whole thing is they don't realize the privilege ain't there.
And they're raised to. I'll say this: Asian people that I know both. African people that I knew both, I'll say are similar in that their parents push. You gonna go to school. You gonna be a nurse. You gonna be a doctor. You're gonna be a science field person. In the black community, African American black, I won't say like African, you don't always see that from the parents. The parents are like trying to get you to go to college maybe, but the dynamic is often broken families at times and stuff like that. I think African and Asian cultures pride themselves on their culture. African Americans sometimes don't pride themselves on their own culture enough to build and want to keep that sense of community to where you can come back.
Here's the problem. You're built off a culture that's broken.
Correct. But I'm just saying the reason why the divide is there is because of the difference in the culture.
No,
because
it's
I know
not the difference in the culture.
But it is.
No.
My African friends, their parents and their grandparents held on to their cultures. Even when it comes down to naming their kids, the names have meanings and that's from their culture. We don't do that.
But hear me understand. A part of that is from where? The people who came over here were stripped of culture that they use.
Yes, they hate the lazy. They show.
There is no culture that you're going off of. Like somebody said, there is no country called black. However, you're not African enough to be African American, and you ain't American enough to be white and accepted. You're in that middle ground where you're still learning your culture 400 years afterwards, after the world has whitewashed culture. Hold on. You're still learning.
It's that anti-blackness is everywhere for sure, but the sad part is that it exists within black culture because anti-blacks, like people that aren't black, hate blacks. Not all of them, but just the stereotype. Generally, we are hated, right? So when they hate us, they don't just hate the African Americans. They hate all of us with dark skin. All African, Haitian, Jamaican.
Yeah, but you don't.
The black girl that acts white. All of us, a racist. That's how they think. So, and it's crazy because the whole point was to divide us amongst each other so we can't work together and unite and build and be greater.
Well,
and it's still working. And then the thing is, I think I don't get is how is that so amongst us, but it's also so amongst us and other minorities. Because black and brown, they stick together sometimes, but, there's black and Asian has a divide too. Sometimes you see black and Latino with a divide in some ways.
Elaborate.
When you go, for me, I know that when I've been into a hair store, I've been watched before. Like that.
Yeah, because your divide, to say that there's a divide between black and Asian mean at some point there was a unity. There's not. What they did was take advantage of capitalism, understanding what we want out from our folks, and then going ahead and using it to make money. Yeah, they're going to watch you. Look at where their story is. Yeah, they're going to watch you. What has the narrative been for the last 400 years?
Oh, Destiny, that's beautiful. Your middle name is pretty.
You
see what I mean? You have a meaning. I mean, my name means something too. My name is Yosha, and that means God is gracious. But a lot of people don't have meanings with their names.
But you start to
Like we
understand
just be
bits
making
and
up stuff and putting letters together, and it's not for a purpose. It's just, oh, I
well,
like the way
no.
that sounded. I'm gonna name
But
him
here's the
that.
thing: what are you building that off of anyway? They don't have a black names are built off of an English language. Where do you think most of this meaning is gonna come from?
I don't know.
You're what black people start asking other black folks to do is pull something from nowhere, pull a rabbit out your pull a rabbit out your butt, make something happen out of it, and make
Thanks for
us
saying
appreciate it.
but Des.
Because it's
He,
not.
y'all
It
saw he was
doesn't.
going to say something else.
It doesn't make sense. What the thing is, like older black folks who look at my hair and hate it.
I can't react to the message. I wish I could react to the messages, like it or laugh at it. Show.
It's one of them things where you don't see people who sit up here and understand. Now you have younger folks who are trying to bring back more
That
culture.
is true. No disrespect, but you are right. When I was in college, I had to write a paper about that, where basically my exit exam, I wrote about the hair business and how the hair business appropriates Asian women, because we take the hair from women in different parts of Asia and we sell it, and we put it in black women's hair to be more acceptable, and look more like the Caucasian race, because that's the dominant race, that's the desired race, that's what we were taught is beauty. Back in the 50s, when you'd watch a beauty pageant, there were no black contestants. They barely had any people of color there. It's evolved a lot since then, and you're seeing more, Asian, Hispanic, black women, but that wasn't normal then. So basically, it was kind of like how it's a male dominated place. Men would control some of the women in Asian countries and tell them that they had to, in order for religion or religious purposes, sacrifice their hair in order to serve God that they believe in. But in all truth, it was serving capitalism, because the hair was being taken to be sold to us and be imported here in the US to make wigs and hair extensions and stuff like that. And so in that, I also dived into like makeup and beauty, and like the fact that there were things that were being marketed to us to lighten our skin, to make us look more fair. And it was talking about how basically, like, if white, able-bodied, in shape woman is the norm, then Asians are close to it because they're lighter than us. Then you have your lighter skinned black woman is going to be desired more than your dark skin. So it's like bigger than just like the whole one thing. But it's like Asians were looking down on blacks because they were closer to being white, I guess.
Well, no, it wasn't just because they were closer to being white, but when you had Asians come over and start building railroads, they were able to grab land grants. Europeans were able to grab land grants. Asians got more land grants than black people, and it caused the issue because black people were constantly being told, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And as Martin Luther King said, how you gonna tell somebody to pull themselves up by their bootstraps when they don't even have boots? So when you start to look at history, you start to understand why certain cultures were able to look down on black folks, because they were given a step up in a way to build and cultivate and help to make things better for their culture. And black people were constantly made the whipping boys, yet the builders of said country, always meant to work but never to gain. And then when they did gain, burn it down so they don't get too far away from themselves. Ergo, they can't sit out here and say they made it without us. They'll always need to be dependent on us. And in order for them to be dependent on us, we have to cripple them. It gave Asians a reason to look down on us. It gave other cultures reasons to look down on us.
What? Oh,
Nothing. I'm looking
the card game.
But I mean,
okay.
It's just a lot of stuff that plays into why you have certain things that work the way they work.
Yeah, he did hesitate. Good job, Des. I need to look for the white gaze book. Okay. I'm gonna figure it out. I just like vibing with y'all. I appreciate you wanting to donate. Okay, when my birthday month comes around, I'm gonna post my Cash App. Feel free to donate at that point, but that's not until May. So, oh,
But I
Destiny's so
mean,
sweet.
it's a lot that goes into that whole situation
I
of
feel like
how it's looked at.
everybody of color has been discriminated against, except for like them, except for when they did it to each other. Cause
Yes.
didn't they separate from England for a reason?
Well, they separated from England for a religious reason, but you got to understand, even when Italians and Europeans came over,
Okay,
when you break up the,
wait. Hitler and
it's
the
Jewish.
Jews, that was wrong.
It was wrong, but the only reason it was so wrong is because it was documented and you were able to see it. People were able to see it with their own eyes, and it happened to a light skinned shade of people. The difference between what happened with Hitler and Jews is what happens with slaves is that you had multiple European countries taking advantage of slaves. Which is why you have black people scattered across the earth. You see, we're not just in one spot. You have South America.
You got
Africans. You got them in Europe. You got them
London,
in
yeah.
Asia. You got them
Because
everywhere.
I have a friend that I met because of YouTube that lives in London.
You have them everywhere. So you got to understand, Europeans took advantage of slavery. Africans not just took advantage of slavery, but you had certain people who were able to play a prominent role in it. Mm-hmm. You definitely had people get dropped off in Cuba. You had people from Cuba China come over to Cuba, and they started to sit up here and
see, I didn't even know that because when we talk about Holocaust, we don't talk about the black people
because it's not popular. Think about this, and somebody made a very good point.
So how come slavery is popular in textbooks, but not?
It's not popular in textbooks. They're slowly trying to wipe it out. It started being mentioned because you start having legal acts in place. Had you not had a bunch of legal acts in place, a lot of stuff wouldn't be mentioned. A lot of textbooks are literally trying to get rid of it. Not only. So
I'm gonna get up from my bed to get some chapstick because my lips are dry, guys. So talk to Dez, who's playing on the computer.
It's slowly starting to
be right back.
You're having revisionist history start to come around again because now history is starting to tell the truth. A lot of times you didn't have history tell the truth, so it made a difference.
Oh shit, I got a glass of wine too. You'd think it was a Friday. I might come back. I might come back on Friday.
Right.
Hi, good. How are you?
And I learned about the Haitian Revolution because
No, I haven't used it before. Have you?
Yep. I learned about it because I majored in political science and I enjoyed history classes, so I got to learn a little bit about the Haitian Revolution. So it helped me to understand more and more stuff about African American culture. And just African culture in general.
It's good to see you again too.
You don't see
Thanks for coming back.
Conversations about it because it's not popular. But if you look at Jewish culture, you can't mention anything derogatory about Jews at all right now. At all. Without losing a lot of your stuff. You can't do it. But you can't sit up here and say that about black people. At all. Find anybody anywhere in the world that has a swastika and identifies themselves as a Nazi without it.
Let me see if I can see your picture. Your keep talking, baby. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the comment.
You've never seen.
I think I know what Asia. I'm trying to figure out if this is the Asia that I went to school with.
You've never seen that many people when it comes to.
Yep, it is you. Hey, girl. I did not know you had a YouTube channel.
You had to learn about those things, but that's why you get to understand the difference between the Holocaust and and slavery. The Holocaust is one person that was able to influence a whole country. Slavery was literally multiple countries influencing multiple people. If times get tough, possibly. Um, it just takes time. Like you can't put those two in the same boat
Why is not
because
working?
you learn about the Holocaust so much more. Exactly. You can't say anything negative about them. They will come after you with the absolute wrath, and you can lose everything. But it's not held the same because slavery was slavery had a purpose, and nobody likes to take away from it. The Holocaust didn't have a purpose, from what some people like to say.
Why this ain't
So if
doing?
slavery had a purpose, why am I going to take away from it? I don't want you to know what the purpose was. I don't want you to see the bad in it. However, it served its purpose, and since it did, we're going to glorify it. So it all comes back together. I think you just have to truly look at it and understand why it has such a prominent role. But there again, it becomes, yeah, but even with their culture, the word terrorist is so thrown around in the worst possible way, and I can't get into that because this is not my channel, and that will start, I'm sure, the biggest, hugest argument amongst folks who don't understand the word behind the meaning of a terrorist and how it can be used and viewed in different countries. But it is what it is. I agree. It just becomes a lot of stuff, and the sad thing is, as black people, more people have stolen from black culture to make money than anything.
Oh, that's a fact. I don't pipe in on everything, but everybody takes from us. Everybody wants to profit off of blackness until it's time to be down for a cause. Then all of a sudden, everybody goes to sleep.
Thank you, Sunshine. Black folks cannot be racist. We can be highly prejudiced, but we cannot be racist. Yeah, he. I remember hearing about that, and that is the dumbest thing in the world because that's just like somebody walking up to you. It's the dumbest thing in the world. It's the dumbest thing in the world. But any minority, if you're not in the majority that have power to rule things, and that's not what most folks like to say. Oh well, Obama was president. Yeah, but you didn't have a bunch of black folks in House and Senate, so it doesn't hold the same weight.
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
It don't hold the
Being
same
silly.
weight. It's just completely different from what people like to say. You can't be racist if your race does not hold majority of power.
I read it in that voice when I saw pew pew. I knew what you was talking about.
Yeah, I don't.
Are you seriously? What?
That's not an unusual thing to hear. That was actually a part of the reason why you start to hear you can get rid of black men but don't get rid of black women and children. And that's why you hear older black folks say it's good for black people to date other black people so the race can last. I didn't understand it for a long time. I thought it was just black folks being like being rude or just whatever. But you have to understand, a lot of folks who like sleeping with black people ain't about helping black people. It's a fetish.
I kind of figured that.
So if you're just fetishizing a culture and you breeding children, but you can't teach your children about said culture that they come from.
Hold on.
I don't know how you see it as a power move for black dudes. It ain't never been it's not really a legit power move for black dudes in the long run.
Hold on. I'm trying to read what everybody said from Latrice because I know what Destiny said.
It's really not our job to fix
Yeah.
that. It never has been because nobody ever runs and comes to our rescue for nothing. So I feel bad for them, but it's not.
I think she's saying for other races to have a black woman is a fetish. For other races to have a black man is a power move.
No,
And
she
you're
was
saying you
saying for
disagree
no,
about
she
the
was
men
saying
one.
for it's
Because I know
fetishized for
that
white
for
women,
white men to be with a black woman is a fetish at times.
but she's
Sometimes it can be
saying
out of love because everybody's not like that. But
well, no,
there's
she's
some
saying
that just
for
want one just to
I
say
thought
they
she was
have
saying
it.
for black guys it was a power move, and I'm just like
She said your shit is right.
oh yeah
I know for the women I agree with that. Like it's y'all watch Dear White People on Netflix. I don't know, but anyway, like that it's a white guy that was like really popular in the college or whatever, and he was sleeping with this really popular black girl, but he didn't really want to be with her. Like
but I mean
it was just like
but I
to say
mean
that he did.
in a lot
It
of
wasn't someone
ways
that he wanted to bring home to his family.
well in a lot of ways the black guy is fetishized too, but most people don't pay attention to it. The one main thing you've always heard about black guys is black guys are known for what?
Big penises.
Exactly. That is a fetish. That is a fetish. And it's a fetish amongst all most cultures.
It is a good show. It is.
It's a very big fetish. And the one thing about that is that when most people talk about it, even if you look at what's fetishized in pornography, what do you normally see fetishized amongst most women?
BBW and BBC.
Exactly.
A damn shame.
It's fetishized and not
Yeah,
only
because when you look at Caucasian, what's the appropriate word that we can use?
what for what are you trying to say? Films? Adult films?
Adult films. When you look in the categories for adult films, you don't really see the Caucasian stuff categorized like you see the minority stuff, especially blacks. And I read somewhere, I forgot where it was, but Black Ebony is like the most highly searched one of all categories.
True. Asia, yes and no. A lot of the times when you sit up here
Hold
and
on,
look
let me
at
read. Well, y'all talk, but I'm
when you sit up here
reading,
and
so
you
I
look
didn't
at a
see
lot
it.
of the black guys who marry black women, it's not a power move for that. It's a peace of mind move. And those are two different things. The peace of mind move, growing up with a black mother, a black grandmother, black aunties, depending on how they dealt with, treated, and talked about men amongst themselves while younger men were in the room, that gives you your idea of your peace of mind and your power move. It's not always a power move,
Oh, I
but
get what Asia's saying. Yep.
yeah, but it's not always it can be that, yeah, but a lot of times it's a peace of mind move. A lot of times most black guys are doing it because it's a peace of mind, not just because it's fetishized, but because it's not as much stress, it's not as much worry, it's not as many complaints, it's not as much arguing. And you've heard many celebrities who've said that, who've been married to white women and been married to black women. You've seen it. So when you go out there and you tell me, oh, I'm playing football, I'm playing 17 weeks out of the year, I gotta go to training camp, I got postseason, and then off season, I never stop working. But if you telling me I'm on the road 4 days a week, and then I come home and I gotta deal with everything else that might be a possible speculation, but I dated old girl over here and I didn't never had no issues, no problems, no this, no that, I'm gonna go with the peace of mind. Now the only issue is, yeah, you going with that peace of mind. Does your paperwork back up that peace of mind so you don't lose all your money in the long run? That's where problems come in. Understand who you building with, because if she's not an ally, it's no good. You just can't be out here making babies with everybody. Everybody ain't an ally.
Am I an ally?
Yeah, you're black.
Oh.
So it that definitely plays a major role into it.
I want another drink.
It just starts to play. It starts to play more of a role,
I'm
and
crying. I'm
like
crying. I love us too.
like it's yeah, like I mean that was something my mom used to tell me a lot. She was just like, she was like, I really don't want you dating a white woman, but if you do, just make sure she's respectful and understands what we deal with as black folks. Oh yeah, it happens to guys too. The only thing is we can't turn around and raise our voices. You can't turn around and raise your voice at a white one without 911 showing up. And if she cry too much and get red, they gonna think you did something. So yeah, it's you done.
You made me think of something.
What
Someone was basically saying that like you have to be careful when you do biracial dating for
you
what the
do
reason that you're just saying,
right?
especially if it's a black man, because sometimes when things go sour, you could like lose your life. You could
Exactly.
either lose your life or they can lie and say like
He hit me. He
he hit
threatened
me, he
me.
threatened
He
me.
whatever.
Like if the police get involved, she always has an upper hand on you
Well, yeah. I mean
because they're gonna believe her over you.
that's being a
That's being
guy
a
in
guy,
general,
period. But
right?
being if you're
But when you're
black
interracial
and it's an
dating, yes,
interracial relationship, if
that's
she gets mad at you, she could lie and say that you came and caused distress, and then she becomes a damsel in distress, and the police will come and take you away. And the other thing that it made me think about was that case. I forgot the name, but it was the officer, and he was dating her,
oh the case that just happened where you had the guy,
and then she came back and killed him.
yeah, and you had another black guy who was the witness get shot, and they tried to cover it up as a drug deal gone wrong. Yeah, I'm still waiting on that case to come back. Only because you telling me that he lived.
Oh, Latrice! I almost bought the pineapple one, and I was wondering
The
if it
pineapple
was
one is
good.
good. My uncle had
I'm
it
gonna
one
have to
year.
buy that next this weekend because I'm almost out of mango. I've been drinking this one.
It's
And it's
one of
on
them.
sale too. I'm gonna go get that pineapple if they still have it.
It's one of them things where folks look at it and say, "Oh well, like,
Yes to rape. I didn't want to talk about it, but you're right. You're right, Asia. That's where my mind went first.
well,
For
it's
like that made me think like underage dating and stuff. Like they are being fast, as us black folks would call it. Yeah, fast ass trying to be hot in the pants. You are mutually wanting to go sleep with this black guy. Your daddy and your mama find out, and then all of a sudden it's rape. But that was what you wanted, and then this black man ends up losing years of his life for being with you. I had a relative that happened to. Yep. So it's crazy. I don't know why liquor stores are considered essential, but they have been helping me during this time with coping with my
that's
stress.
why they're essential. That's why they're essential.
And I think some people use it to sanitize. I've seen people making
You
sanitizers with
you
their
can
alcohol.
and you can clean wounds with certain alcohol.
Yep.
But yeah, it's that's why I say it's different as much as people talk
Let's
about the
keep marijuana's out the chat, please. Thanks.
as much as people talk about certain things and genders, it makes a big difference. And I remember us talking about it. I definitely remember them talking about as far as rape. We talked about it when we really first started doing lives. Is that it doesn't work the same way for men versus women, especially black men, because now what you're starting to see is a lot of men coming out, and now when you used to hear folks say, "Oh well, my first time was with somebody who was 7 years older than me and I was like 14 or 15, it's like, oh, that was rape.
Ooh, excuse
Like,
me.
that wasn't you just being dope. Like, that was somebody taking advantage of you. But it's not treated the same.
Baby, why this comes up every time we do real talk?
Never mind. It had a point and a purpose
I
based on the
missed it because I
conversation.
was typing.
What I'm
So all
saying
I
is
heard
when
you
you
talk
look
about, and
at
I already knew because you've said it before.
when you no, what I'm saying is when you start talking about certain things as far as rape, now you're right. But when you start looking at certain things amongst the African American community, as we were talking about with black men being fetishized, they're not just fetishized at a age of consent. But it does not hold the same weight as if you may be touched at that same age.
Why it don't? If somebody
Because
touch,
men
nobody better not touch my
because
child at the wrong
because
age.
rape was not created for men, it was created for women.
It shouldn't be created at all.
No, what I'm saying is the law that protected women from being raped was to protect women,
But why?
not
What about
men.
y'all?
It would no, because men were always seen as the sexual aggressor. That
Yeah,
is
y'all
normally
were.
what's used.
Y'all, yeah.
So when you do that and you stood up here and pack it on this, oh, it's a minority and a black man that's fetishized in the sex community, it makes it that much worse. It's
Black
not,
women are hypersexualized as well,
yeah,
though.
but they don't see y'all as aggressors in the sexual community.
No, they see us as hoes.
Right, that's a difference though. It's a difference between being a woman that is
Y'all remember BET Uncut?
being a woman that's quote unquote fast is one thing. Being a man that is a sexual aggressor is completely different.
Yeah, you get deemed a pervert.
Right.
I mean, being a hoe isn't always fun either.
No, it's not. But guess what? People will more so welcome that than being a quote unquote pervert.
Well, of course. Why would you want to be a pervert? Female perverts aren't good either. You're
No,
just
but they're
saying that the
appreciated.
men ones are given more backlash because they're men and because of the way. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, women are appreciated for being that.
No, I don't think any pervert is appreciated.
Most women are. Look at most 14-year-old boys.
Look
Look at most 14-year-old boys when their older teacher is sleeping with them.
What most? I ain't never heard of nothing like that before.
And that's part of the problem. You have plenty of those cases every
That's
year.
because our teacher was sleeping with the girls.
No, even at my high school, we had a teacher that's even at my high
Men
school,
are seen as aggressors,
right?
but I'm not saying that a woman wouldn't take advantage.
Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you.
That's true.
It has a completely different stigma around it.
It's still kind of creepy, but I get it.
He does get.
Because I thought about Friday, right?
He gets
Y'all remember Friday After Next when Craig went over to his cousin's house and his uncle girlfriend was hitting on him? That was seen as gross. Because she was like her uncle's age, and she kept on trying to flirt with him and push herself all up on Craig. And Craig wasn't attracted or interested.
I don't know how to spell it right. But yeah, I mean, he gets.
Yeah, I get what y'all are saying.
He gets props, but she don't get chastised for that. She'll go talk to her girlfriends about it, and you got a circle going with a bunch of older women. He think he great in bed, and it's like, no, fool, you easy. Because mentally, you're not there yet.
So I asked everybody what they was grateful for.
Yeah, and that's very true.
Sunshine, that's a good point. Right, she be excited. Stella gets her groove back.
Mm-hmm. Go let Uncle Joe get his groove back and see how quick Uncle Joe end up in another Tyler Perry movie.
this show. Let's delete this. What'd she say? Oh, I believe that you are. You a Scorpio. She wasn't playing, y'all. She meant it. She meant it.
But I mean, hopefully.
What are y'all grateful for? I want to change the subject. Gratefulness. I'm going to say what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful to be I messed up. I'm grateful to be an essential retailer during this time, or essential business, work for an essential business, because I feel like there are a lot of people out there that are not and have lost their way of providing for their families. So I'm really thankful to have income, even though it's been a really stressful time. I'm just thankful to be able to have it, because I don't know what I would do at this current stage. I'm not where I would want to be, to where I could just, do this full time and pay my bills. I'm nowhere close. So, yeah, that's something that I'm thankful for, despite of everything else. Oh, Latrice, me too. I feel like Des and I have gotten closer because we're not exercising. Intimacy has increased. Um, what else? And I have more time with Josiah now too, and I like that. I would be grateful for that too. I have a couple of friends that are pregnant, and I want the recipe to the dip. Anyway, I have a couple of friends that are pregnant, and like I know they're kind of stressed and they have anxiety because that's a high risk group right now. And I don't know, like I feel like I wouldn't want to be stressed about a virus and a pandemic and crisis while dealing with pregnancy again. Yeah, I love that. Like that family time. Another thing I'm thankful for is this is like, even though the first 2 weeks I freaked out and I wasn't able to get any content out or do anything, once I got my grip on my life, I realized like this is the time to start working on YouTube things that you've been wanting to do. So I've been filming more, editing more, putting more out. I got my lives coming back, and Destiny, you're a trip. You're funny. I have more content coming. I've been working on improving my thumbnails. I'm trying. I am too. Like I did a video about baby showers because I was invited to 4 in January and February, and then I went to another one earlier this month. So that's 5 friends that are pregnant or just had pregnant. Lord, just had babies, and they have small children during this time, and so this is a scary time to be a new mommy, but it's gonna work out. Desi, can you make me another drink? I didn't know that you were going to make yourself a drink when you left the room. Can you put some more ice in it? Wait, take that cup with you though, for the drink that you were gonna make. What if I don't want that one anymore? The wine, I don't want the wine. That's why I didn't drink it. I love you too.
Yeah, Josiah.
Thank you, Des. Des is a bartender, guys, but he does most of his serving at home. And he's starting to get annoyed with me because I keep making him make my drink. Oh, it's definitely going to be a baby boom. I'm just praying that I'm not a part of it. But don't hold your breath, guys. Latrice, I can't wait for your cook with me video. Okay, I am ready. I got some turkey wings and some cabbage. I got some black eyed peas. I think I might make a Sunday dinner. My Kroger was out of turkey tails. I like to put turkey tails in my cabbage, my green beans, and my collards when I make them, and they didn't have no turkey tails, so I had to go with them turkey wings. I can finesse those too, but I prefer turkey tails because the fat is really like flavorful on the smoky ones. And then the turkey necks are okay too, but they have less fat on them, so it's a lot of work. Thank you.
Where'd you put my last beer?
Which one did you get?
The one off the top shelf.
At the bottom in a Kroger bag. Baby, can you put that in the fridge when you go back inside? Come back. Put that one back in the fridge for tomorrow. Are you gonna drink it?
Probably.
Well, you don't want it cold?
No.
Okay. Yes, I love soul food. Only thing I don't know how to make yet is big things like a turkey or a ham, but I know how to make the sides. I make good basically the things I named. Black eyed peas, greens, green beans, cabbage. I make a pretty good macaroni and cheese. I'm still working on it. It's not bad. I don't want you to think like, she can't make it, but I want it to taste like my mom's, and I have to go off memory and the way my sister makes it to get there. And I make a sweet potato casserole that's pretty good. And I'm good at following recipes too. Like when I say I like watching your videos on YouTube, then, I like to watch and learn from other people. And I always go to YouTube to try a new recipe because I'm pretty good at following instructions. And then Desmond can cook too. Like non-soul food things. Like we eat all the time. Like, chicken and fish and broccoli, asparagus, green beans. One thing about me, even though I've been eating pretty unhealthy, I actually love vegetables. So I go to Aldi almost every week to get something green, whether it be like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, asparagus, salad, cabbage. Like I actually enjoy eating green things. It don't bother me. Ooh, I'm gonna try that, Sunshine. Cause chicken broth is my favorite. I use chicken broth in the base of my collards, my cabbage, and my green beans. So maybe that's what it is. Cause I feel like chicken broth gives everything so much flavor compared to when you do water. When you season something with water, or when you make the base of a meal with some water, you have to make sure you season it perfectly, or it's gonna taste like it needs salt. Go wake him up, girl. It's 12:47. It's fine. Well, wait. Well, for me, it's 12:47. If it's like 8:47, then leave that man alone.
If he ain't been asleep in 2 days, he probably not gonna be in the mood to do much of anything right now.
Hi, Patricia. Oh, it's 11:47. I love to put broth. Broth is such a good base, for real. I might have to try it with my rice, Latrice. That's a good tip. You ever put chicken broth in your rice?
No.
I might have to try that. Because, again, with the whole water ratio, if you put too much, it'd be needing salt. And I be putting salt. I guess I gotta, what they say?
Alright.
You gotta season like the ancestors. Me, I be reading the back of the bag, trying to do what the bag told me to do.
You always be mad at me about that. I'm like, I don't cook by.
Desmond done perfected. He done perfected grits. Y'all eat grits. Desmond done made grits for breakfast. It's so good. I be like, oh my gosh.
I cook by taste. I don't cook by.
I cook by measurements and then by taste.
I do not.
You like my food?
I know, but I said I don't.
Oh, as long as you admit that you like my food.
I never said anything was wrong with your food.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with measuring. Sometimes you don't measure, and the consistency of it ends up being runny. You put too much water, or it's too thick, or something like that. So if it's something that I don't know what I'm doing yet, I measure. But when I make my cabbage, my greens, my what else? The green beans, I perfected that. I don't have to measure that no more. But when the first 3 or 4 times, I'm gonna measure if I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm still working on dressing the way my mama used to make it. I had made some dressing for Thanksgiving 2 years in a row, and it was pretty good. But I want to learn how to make my cornbread foundation the way I need it to be, and that's where I'm messing up at. Girl, I got fat on the back of my arm. You see it? There it is. You see that? I'm just playing. Jill Scott. You know how Jill Scott said grits? Mm-hmm. She said I had to say it like that.
That's what. Yeah, I used to listen to that song all the time. I was supposed to go see her in concert.
Oh, you ain't seeing nobody in concert right now.
It was before
coronavirus.
No, it was before that had a that was before it was an issue. Me and my mom was supposed to go see her in Macon.
When she was supposed to be coming this year?
March 9th.
Oh, when y'all gonna tell me about that?
I told you about that back
No,
in
you did not tell me nothing about going to go see Jill Scott.
I told you she was coming in Macon and on March 9th, and she was gonna be in Augusta on March 13th.
Baby, I don't remember that.
I know you probably don't, but
that was a you and your mama conversation.
I said, yes, sir, my mom is gonna get tickets, and we're going to see Jill Scott. And
we like you and her, right?
Right.
What about me?
It wasn't one of them trips. We was going to see Jill Scott.
Why come I couldn't go?
Who was going outside?
My dad. You see how people do you with their mamas? They just leave you hanging.
Yeah, sunshine. I've definitely been keeping cough drops and hot tea with honey and lemon, all kind of stuff.
Thank you. I just bought some Ricola cough drops tonight because my chest has been hurting, and I was concerned. I thought it was linked to the stress as well.
Right, but I wanted to see that one because I heard she puts on a great concert.
You just wanted to see her do that microphone thing where she act like she giving head. That's why you didn't want me there.
I don't care nothing about that. It ain't like she blowing me. What good is that to me? And Shawty done been almost married twice, and something keep going wrong. So
it's the men, it ain't her.
No, she said it's her.
No, it's not.
Okay, go back and listen to the Breakfast Club.
I don't care about her interview.
Go listen to the Breakfast Club interview. She definitely went into why it can be hard for guys to date her at times.
Destiny, you hungry? You horny? You sleepy too? Hungry, horny, sleepy, happy. Oh no, you're not sleepy. That's why you up watching my live at almost midnight your time, 1 a.m. my time. My sleep pattern has been messed up. I don't know if y'all saw when I wrote that on my community tab, but I've been going to sleep super late. I haven't been able to rest. That's why I was like, I'm going to do a late night real talk. I'm already up. But I've been like operating on 3 to 5 hours of sleep and going to sleep after like 2 o'clock. Yesterday I went to sleep at like 3. The night before that, I think it was like 3. But I have to get up early, and I don't know why I haven't been sleeping. But on the weekends, on my days off, I've been taking really long naps. Like them type of naps where you like, am I pregnant? Like that type of nap. But I haven't missed a period or anything, so I don't really think I'm pregnant. I think I'm just tired because I've been working a lot. See? And then staying up late. But if I am, I'll let y'all know.
Don't give Destiny the satisfaction.
You heard that, Destiny? He said, I can't give you the satisfaction. Desi put ice in my drink. Thank you. But yeah, those are 2 things I was thankful for sure. Or maybe 3. Being able to still work, more time with family, and more time for my YouTube channel. Gargle with vinegar and lemon juice twice a day for cough. Warm up some juice and apple cider vinegar and honey.
Yeah, I've been doing warm salt water,
She's
or
talking about, he said that because if I get pregnant, because you was trying to wish pregnancy on me back in February. I think we have all that stuff at home. I'm trying to think. We have vinegar, lemons, and apple cider vinegar.
yeah, I have antiseptic mouthwash in there, which is normally good for me. Out whatever, but
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Don't give Destiny satisfaction. That's why he say that.
so I had that, but
I'm
yeah.
looking at my candy over there like, no, don't eat the candy. Go to sleep.
I miss going to the
Okay,
sauna.
y'all. So I have 2 questions for you guys. Question number 1. Should I come back for Real Talk again on Friday night? Or some point this weekend, like Saturday, Sunday? Or should I just come back again on Wednesday night? What you say no to?
Did you see what she said?
Oh, the fish.
Right.
I feel like Destiny will be there regardless of what day. I love you, Destiny. Cause everybody's at home, so I'm like, I might as well chill with y'all while we all at home. We can't go nowhere else. All right, cool. What time should I? I be forgetting what time zone y'all are in. If it's an hour behind, is that Central Time?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be what, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Right.
But then I'm gonna be late because Josiah won't go to bed or something. Something always happening. Cause I was supposed to go live closer to 10:30, but I went live at like 11:30. I could do the weekend. I got no plans, and we can't go nowhere. Everything's shut down. I keep finding my way to the store to pick up something else, but I do have to go out to get a refill on my liquors.
What is it? Sunny Siaki and Apollo.
Central, y'all on Central and Eastern. It seems like. I guess I'll just go live and see. I'm going to do evening, though. I think evening is probably best. Because I know a lot of folks are getting curfews, too. Which means y'all should be at home with your phone in your hand. One of my counties, like a county over from ours, their curfew is now 9 o'clock. So that's what I was thinking. Like 10 o'clock this time should be good.
I think the cab is 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock? Damn. What about the folks who work a late shift?
You better have something from your job saying you coming home from work.
It's like being in high school again. A damn curfew like you a kid. Exactly. That's what that is. There's a 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Quarantine does make me think about things I need to buy. Like, I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to go to Walmart and buy some batteries for my camera because I still have a camera that takes batteries. Oh, yeah, we're out of Old Bay seasoning. I'm about to place a Walmart grocery order probably right now when we get off this live. Because we ate some seafood and we almost out of Old Bay. But we was at the store earlier and didn't think about it. And we need some black pepper. I was like, we need some condoms at the beginning of this thing, but I like a specific type of condom. And like Walmart was out of condoms. Everybody kept joking, talking about how Walmart shelves was full of condoms. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Walmart. They didn't have the ones I like. And it's not Magnums. I don't like Magnums because they irritate. I feel like they smell really strong and they stink. Ugh. No, Target had it, and I bought 2 boxes. God's plan was the Target that was closer to my house. Girl, CVS. No, forget. What's that? Walgreens, not CVS. Walgreens wanted to charge $15.99 for 10 Trojan Ecstasy condoms. The same box that I purchased at damn Walmart for $6.99. On Walmart.com right now, you can get a jumbo box for $15.97 with 24 in it. But you want me to pay at a damn Walgreens $15.99. I let them condoms stay on the shelf. It was gonna be God's will that day. We drove right to Target. I can't trust Walgreens after that. They try to tax for the condoms. No. I went up there and I was like, do y'all price match? And she was like, no, I'm sorry, we don't price match. I'm like, even if I show you the price on the website, she was like, no, we don't price match. That's okay. I need to be on lockdown too, Latrice. But yeah, the pull-out method is effective. Like, don't quote me. I ain't no doctor, but I do think it's effective when done correctly. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm not a sexual education channel. But I think the pull-out method can be effective. And yeah. And tracking your cycle as well. If you have a cycle, you track that thing. Make sure that you know when is the middle of your cycle, and you avoid those days like the plague. And if you don't, put a condom on. But you know, what do I know? Let me remove. Let's see. Y'all probably think I'm crazy. I'm on Walmart website looking for Old Bay seasoning, and I almost typed condoms because of what we was talking about. I don't need any right now. We have them. Excuse me. Have you tried Old Bay crab cakes?
I have not.
You can buy a pack of 12 for $30. They have Old Bay blackened seasoning, Old Bay garlic and herb seasoning. Latrice, you shop at Aldi, and I want to tell you, I tried the steak seasoning.
She won't stop talking about the steak seasoning.
I love it. I just want to tell you thank you because I tried it. And I tried the Aldi, it's like a garlic, parsley, and black pepper blend. It's like 95 cents at my Aldi. And I use that and I love it. I used to buy the Lori's version and it costs more, and now I can get it at Aldi. So I was just going to ask you if you have any recommendations to go in the Old Bay category before I drop all this money on Old Bay seasoning because it's expensive. And we need some more black pepper too. But I love all these seasonings. They're so good. The steak seasoning is so good, okay? I put it on steaks. But I also put it on something else. I don't know if what was it, ground turkey? Potato. It was something, but it was just so good. Like, y'all, check out the Aldi steak seasoning. They need to pay Latrice because she's the one who talked about it in one of her cooking videos. And then I tried it and I really liked it. I went back and got me another one. I was gonna say, who finna pay $100 for some damn Old Bay? It ain't that good. Hey. All right. It looked like you could only buy the big one. Ooh, excuse me. I didn't mean to do a big old yawn in y'all face. Like, I'm seeing $55. What's wrong with Walmart website? It's broke if it's doing that. Now you can buy. Is this worth it?
What?
For this big 7.5-pound thing of Old Bay?
We ain't gonna run out of Old Bay for the rest of the doggone year.
Good. I'm just playing. Or you can get a 12-pack of these little ones for that price. But it's a better price if you think about it.
It is.
Like, as much as we eat seafood, it seems like it might be smart to get it. Walmart do want their money. I love lemon pepper on my fish. I do. I absolutely love lemon pepper on my fish. For real. Like, Desmond don't like lemon pepper as much, so I stopped seasoning my fish with that when we got together because I try to be considerate. But before I met Des, lemon pepper seasoning was my go-to seasoning for fish. Look at y'all connecting. Yes, family. I just wish I could order my supplies on Walmart.com. Like, I know we talked about this before. I like to eat what fish? Whiting, salmon, pollock. Um, what's the other one that we eat? Pollock, flounder. I love flounder, shrimp. I stopped eating tilapia. It has to be like that's all that they had for me to eat it. And when I was little, my mom, I like catfish too. And my mama, she used to she make perch fish, and I keep saying y'all. She would make perch fish, and I like that too. Oh, I've had a mahi mahi taco. Is that the same thing?
Mm-mm.
Mahi mahi fish on a taco.
Mahi mahi is like.
It's really light and delicate,
Yeah,
right?
I eat mahi mahi. I also eat tuna, but
tuna, yeah,
I don't
but
eat
sushi
canned
tuna.
tuna. I like
Oh,
fresh tuna.
I like tuna sushi like that.
Yeah, and no. Yeah, it's like
I
that.
mean,
But
I
I
forgot
like.
about tuna, but I used to eat tuna sandwiches. If
Are
that,
you kicking us out of bed?
yeah,
Okay.
they can hear it.
No, I can hear it.
Oh, sorry, my foot was itching. I was trying to scratch it.
Mahi mahi is good. I like tuna, but I like
Mayonnaise sandwich.
I like legit tuna, like a tuna
You trying to
fillet.
say like from the
Like
sea,
a tuna fillet, yeah.
gutted
And cooked
cut
about
up.
medium rare, yeah.
He had me until he said rare.
I said medium rare.
Yuck.
If you cook it all the way through,
A mahi mahi fish sandwich on a Hawaiian roll. That actually sounds really tasty, girl. Oh, I've had swai fish too. Yeah. I don't and when it comes to shrimp, I've become bougie. So I used to love any shrimp, but now my preference is red Argentinian shrimp. It seems to have more of a delicate lobster-esque taste. I like to eat shrimp and lobster and crab legs. Are those shellfish?
crab legs, yeah.
So yeah, she finna tell me something bad about it. Don't ruin it for me. I want to eat it.
If it's biblical, I probably have an idea of what it is.
I don't know what. Sunshine is really smart. She always has knowledge from different places.
Technically, you're not supposed to eat them.
Why we not?
They're bottom feeders.
Oh, I've heard that too.
Lobster, crab.
I heard that the shrimp was a bottom feeder.
The shrimp is a bottom feeder. Lobsters are bottom feeders. Crabs are bottom feeders.
What's wrong with? I don't eat oysters. Do I eat oysters? Mussels. I've had mussels. I don't love it.
Oysters are not.
I don't
bad.
think I had
oyster.
Like
raw oysters.
Fried oysters. I think I did.
I don't really eat fried oysters. I eat oysters Rockefeller.
What the hell is that?
So it's with spinach and Parmesan cheese, and it's really good.
That's a dish. That ain't no just regular.
I didn't say it was.
It sounds like something like how you butterfly a piece of chicken. That's what it sounds like when you say I like mine Rockefeller. I'm like, oh, you cut it a certain way. What's that mean?
You just take it on a half shell and you put spinach on it and you put Parmesan cheese on it and you bake it.
That's called stuffed oysters, ain't it?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
That's not a stuffed oyster. You didn't stuff anything. You just topped it with.
Oh, coronavirus.
What?
You're not gonna ruin it for me.
I like char-grilled oysters too.
I don't eat it, so you're not ruining it for me. I be wanting to know. Don't let me go and get messed up. The
texture of oysters is just not something I really like. Char-grilled I like because it kind of gives it, it's kind of more so of a solid taste, and I like the char-grilled taste too.
Would it be bad to get the Old Bay 30% less sodium? Has anybody ever tried the Old Bay 30?
I have not.
The Old Bay 30% less sodium, is that good?
I mean, I'm not fancy. At my school
we are not fancy. Don't let Des. I don't want to say weird, but his.
So at Savannah State, if during Valentine's Day you would get steak and loaded baked potatoes, oysters, Rockefeller. They would cook really nice meals. So that was the first place I tried it. So when I tried it there and I liked it, Savannah has a rich seafood culture, so I just go in Savannah and find a restaurant that had them and get them.
Is your favorite food crab legs?
Yeah.
Daz's favorite food is crab legs. We ate some for dinner earlier. I was craving
Yeah.
them.
I mean, I like crab
But
legs.
I like to eat it with vegetables. So I made some broccoli and asparagus that I got out of Aldi.
I can eat them by themselves.
And then we had some little mini red potatoes. And then my store was out of the andouille sausages, so I had to try a new Kroger sausage, and it wasn't horrible.
Right.
Oh, that's so unfortunate because the red ones taste so good, but some of them that cheap shrimp, especially like when it says farm raised, I'm starting to higher my standards when it comes to my fish. I try to eat only wild caught fish, and
Yep.
the fish that I like, I typically pay more for it because a little less. I've gotten a little more picky about what I eat. Now I'm not gonna lie, my African friend made some tilapia, but not the kind that comes frozen. The kind that you get out the farmer's market that had bones in it, and she broiled that thing. Girl, I ate it that time. It was good. Yeah, like our farmer's market, they got some good pickings for sure. I get lazy and go get it at Kroger, but I know it's better to get it from the farmer's market for sure.
I'm saying I like seafood, but I like seafood that most people are not open to trying from where I'm from. Like when I say I eat squid and octopus and frog legs.
Coronavirus is real. Coronavirus is
Yeah, I
real.
eat frog legs and gator and squid and octopus and all that stuff. Y'all should be looking at me like I'm funny when I say I be wanting that. Like
I have to try it first. I ain't had it, and so I'm not enthused.
gator, like the first time I had gator, I was at a HBCU football game. Yes, hand me the tentacles. I was at an HBCU football game and it was Alabama State versus Southern. And this dude, I think it was some Q's. They had some gator on the grill, some
Why
real
not
good gator
phone
tail,
that?
and he
You're
was just
not
giving us
charging.
gator. And I sat up there and ate gator for the rest of the night. We was over there drinking vodka and eating gator, and I was like chilling.
I know this must have been a long time ago. You don't even like vodka now.
Nah, I think I was like 17.
Baby, don't be admitting to illegal things on the internet.
No, it was mixed. It wasn't. It was some band members that spiked. It wasn't nothing adults gave us.
Oh, okay. That's still bad.
I mean, the texture of gator can be kind of chewy, but
Oh,
I mean, it's mostly because it does taste exactly like chicken, and folks think you be playing when you say that. Everything tastes like chicken. No, gator really does taste just like chicken, and you can't eat it with fat on it, or you'll never want to eat it again.
y'all think I'm gonna pay for 1 gallon of water? No. And I don't even want this whole corn no more. They out of corn.
It's
This
not
is
surprising.
ridiculous. Y'all ridiculous right now. Walmart ain't got
Yeah.
nothing but some dang on beans left. We're gonna have gas around this thing. Can't get no bleach. Can't get no disinfectant wipes. Can't get nothing. But some chili beans. I don't want that no more. I bought my chili beans at Aldi. They was cheaper. I'm trying to clear out my cart because I was going to do an order a while ago and I didn't do it.
I
So
was,
I'm multitasking.
I was forgetting. I still got some deer in the freezer that I can eat.
Sunshine said, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Des."
Because I like wild food. Like I know people be thinking I'm tripping, but I'm like wild food is delicious.
Yeah, his mom's friend gave us some deer that they did something with. So
Yeah, her brother went
look like they
hunting
still got the Old
and
Bay.
gave us some deer sausage and some. I think he gave me like a slab of
Damn, the
deer.
$9 one is out of stock. Well, that's just God saying get the small one. It's $3.76 for 6 ounces. I get 2 of them because we eat a lot of that seafood. All right, let's get some black pepper. I like coarse black pepper. Coarse. Raccoon, babe. I don't want no raccoon.
He don't cook it for everybody.
Mm-mm.
Most people don't be
Open-minded to it.
right.
It sounds like it wouldn't taste very good.
That is absolutely true. Hunt for what you need, not just for sport.
We're gonna do the great value black pepper.
Yeah, that's what my uncle was saying. He was saying it tastes really good if you know how to clean it and do everything. Then it's really good. I've yet to try it, um, so I can't speak on that. I know literally almost nothing about it.
I have stopped speaking because I don't know anything about it.
One thing I really want to try again is duck. I haven't had duck in a while. Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I've heard people have mixed opinions on just regularly cooked duck from a lot of
I would
places.
try some duck. That sounds good.
Like it's all kind of stuff that folks who live off the land eat. I was telling Yosha I eventually want to try to go crawfishing and try to go like set crab traps and do stuff like that. So, because back and when I was in Savannah, one of my friends, my school has a marsh off of the back of our school, so they would go back there and go crab hunting.
Where your neck battery?
I'll keep that in mind because somebody was saying try duck just by itself. And I was just like, I don't know. Y'all be saying duck tastes funny. I ain't never heard nobody say duck tastes like chicken, so I can't trust it.
Somebody had some duck breast at a birthday thing that I went to, and it was dry.
Depends on how you cook it.
But that was just probably because they didn't do a good job on any of our food that time. So I wouldn't charge it to all duck, just that particular brand. Okay, I got the batteries. I got some pepper. I got some Old Bay. I got some salsa, high and medium. And the total's $30. Anything else?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, unless they got oatmeal.
Man, they cleared the oatmeal section out. I was gonna get that 99-cent oatmeal. I thought. You don't like the Great Value oatmeal though.
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh, excuse me. And they might not have a Quaker one. Nope, they don't got the one you like. I'm getting sleepy. That sounds really good.
Right.
You'll be able to protect your family and feed your family with your property. That's really smart.
That's the whole goal of having property is being able to feed your family off of it, being able to hunt and fish and
I didn't even think of it that
grow
way. I just thought
vegetables.
of it as owning something. Ooh, excuse
Somebody was
me.
telling me,
But had I had thought of it that way, maybe that would have helped.
like somebody was D3 vitamins or S1. No, I don't. I've heard of D3 vitamins, but I've never had any.
I just got really quiet and didn't say nothing. I'm so sorry. I'm being a horrible host. Well, you guys,
Right. That's
I
what.
am going to say that I'm tired and that I appreciate you all coming back to chat with us tonight because I know I took about what felt like a month, especially after everything that's been going on with COVID-19 off. But I will definitely come back again, probably this weekend, and just go live and see what happens around this same time, maybe like 10 o'clock ish. And I hope y'all stay safe. Y'all take care of yourselves. Welcome back, Destiny. I was just saying goodnight. And like I was saying, I'll try to come back this weekend so that we can talk again while we're all quarantined. And oh wait, Destiny, don't you watch or didn't you watch Life After Lockup?
Oh God.
I'm not about to start talking about it because I just filmed 2 videos about it. But I was gonna tell her to check out my video from Monday and Tuesday because I binge watched the remainder of the seasoning. The seasoning, y'all. That's sleepiness and liquor. Okay, I binge watched from episode. Y'all, okay, we can talk about it. Wait a minute, we got fans on the phone. Wait, okay, let's talk about it real quick, and then we should be done by 1:35. Yeah, watch my videos. I feel like I could have said more, but it was all on my brain because I watched from episode 3 to the finale Saturday night into Sunday morning. I stayed up from like 11 p.m. until like 8 a.m. the next day watching all them episodes to catch up because I had stopped watching it. Y'all. Can I talk about it without spoiling it? Have y'all seen it? And then after that, I'm gonna go to say goodnight for real. We can just talk about my favorite people. Okay, let's start with let me start with these people. Hold on. Ooh, Tracy and Clint. Okay, Tracy and Clint. It's gonna be fun to talk now because I know y'all seen it, so I'm not recapping. I'm just gonna talk about it. Tracy and Clint. I felt like this season helped me see that Clint was doing drugs. I know a lot of folks kept on trying to say Trent might have been a little slow or special needs or something, but I always thought like Clint must be doing these drugs with Tracy. Like it's just something that was off about him, and I think that the only thing that protected him was his mom and dad. When you look at their house and stuff, you can tell that they have good money, and like he does stupid stuff all the time and then goes back to his mom and dad and they bail him out. And I think the whole Tracy thing was probably just one of those things. He got mixed up with this girl, and I think maybe he just smokes weed, which, weed is not as harsh as meth, but I think that like he started doing them drugs with her. Cause like, and the crazy part is Tracy went back to jail, but when you watch the season, you hear that they actually both got arrested because they both had drugs. It's just that Clint got out because he only had a pipe for weed, but she had meth on her. Yeah, it has to be more than weed. That's what I'm saying. Like, and then Tracy was high for most of the season. You could tell. I don't know what's wrong with him. He could be he's a little off. Like, first season, motherfucking crack. Like, when he said that to his mom and they took it and ran with it, they kept replaying the same part. I don't know. I was rooting for Tracy, but she has a serious addiction problem. For her to get all the way off probation, all the way off parole, and basically throw all of that freedom away because of being high in the car on the way to see her family. Girl, you should have stayed home and got high. That's all I'm going to say about them two. Like, I was happy to hear that she went to rehab at the end and actually stayed, but she is not a person of love when she's high. Nobody is, like, on that stuff that she be on. And then, like, he was like, I'm not looking for your support, mom, financially. I'm just looking for you to support me. And I'm like, you a damn lie. You was looking for her to give you money. You ain't got no money. You lost your job. You got fired in the last episode. What child away? Hi, Jefferson. Okay. What did y'all Okay, what did y'all think about Lacey, John, and Shane? Lacey, John, and Shane. Was that on the last episode? Because I don't remember that part. Maybe I was going in and out. Lacey. Lacey got on my nerves. Honestly, I think the only truthful thing she said was when she told John that she only started talking to Shane because she was lonely. I think that was exactly what it was. I don't think she ever loved that man. I think she always wanted John. And she just wanted him because that's all she knew. And I think that he was taking too long to come home, so she started to look for somebody else. And I think she was hoeing around with other guys too. Y'all know she be selling sex, right? I said that in my video, but she be selling sex online. Her and Shane was online. People was paying to subscribe to see them have sex on the internet. Yes. Hi from Brazil, Jefferson. I promise. Like, if I don't even know if it'll still be up there now because they're not together. But at the beginning of the season and at the end of the last season when they got married, hey Kimberly, if you go to their Instagram, you'll see them like trying to invite you. You can even see it on her Twitter. I don't know if she deleted it now, but she was. I feel like that's exactly what it was because Shane was like mesmerized by her and he kept calling her beautiful and he loved her so much and he would do anything for her. I feel like he shouldn't have never told her that he cheated on her because if he wouldn't have never said
Nope.
that,
Take it to your grave and shut the hell
he
up.
should have took it to his grave. And I don't condone cheating, but because she was already cheating on him with damn John from the beginning, he got a pass from me, okay? He shouldn't have never told her because all she did was turn on the manipulative what's called hypocriticalness and flip the script on him and said, well, you shouldn't have cheated on me. I'm gonna go and sleep with John now because you cheated on me. Exactly. She was over it. Like, she was over it. I think she started getting annoyed when they moved into the house. She was paying all the bills, which I think they was paying bills with WeTV and selling sex, honestly. I think she likes being pursued and she like drama. She used to get on my nerves in that season of Love After Lockup because she kept on slapping them men. I was like, girl, you gonna get your ass beat. You better stop hitting them. Slapping Shane and John around. John looked like he'll put her in a damn headlock and whoop her butt though. Okay. And I feel like John and her were a cute couple though. I feel like Shane was 22 at the time when they filmed it and she was 29 going on 30. I just felt like he has a lot of life left to live, and after being seen like that on TV, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to find somebody that's better fit for him. So she had to put him out like that. She did him dirty. I could tell. She listens to John too. She never respected Shane. You could tell, like she felt like she could just run over him because of the age difference. John, John wanted to sleep with Lacey, but he wasn't going to just sleep with her until he got rid of him. Every time they would link up and they would do their little making out and stuff, he'd be like, "So when you gonna put out old boy? When you gonna put out old boy?" And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Okay." You gotta go, Shane. Oh, thank you, Jefferson. I'm sure you sound beautiful when you try to talk. He did. I was like he was really pissing Shane off, and I feel like Shane would have really tried to swing on him had them camera crew security had not been there. And I'm like, since when does security pop in and stop a fight?
Always.
I
That's
don't remember them doing that.
they always do that. Protect your investment.
She whines and when she talks too. And then she pissed me off. Like, she was never really in love with Shane, if you ask me. When she was finna get married, she spent her last moments that we saw calling John to tell him that number one, the baby wasn't his, and number two, she was getting married in 5 minutes. Then the man goes back to jail, and she's like, oh my God, he just didn't know, he didn't want him to go. And I'm like, girl, what? Yes, you did. And that's another thing. There's a theme on the season. Lacey did not take care of her damn kids. And neither did freaking Cheryl. Y'all remember Cheryl and Josh? I'm like, why these women don't take care of their own kids? Y'all out trying to find a husband on the inmate line, but y'all don't take care of y'all kids. I don't like that. Cheryl and Josh, okay. I felt like Cheryl was so disrespectful. And although I could have seen them work it out, I felt like the way that Cheryl kept talking to Josh and his mother, they was never going to work out like that. Because her mouth, like, I don't know if it just bothered me because my mom is deceased, but I would have been done knocked the hoe out if she was talking to me like that. She would talk to Cheryl, or she would talk to Josh's mom so disrespectful. She would call her like a female dog, all that. She was super disrespectful. And then she was really like in La La Land. Like, she would get mad at him over every little thing. And he was trying. Then the crazy part is when the season ended, he done got a promotion at work. He making more money. I'm like, if you would have just sat your horny, impatient ass at home and waited about a month or two, y'all could have just had a long distance relationship. He could have been working. You could have been working. Then y'all could have moved to get your place. She brought that on herself, really. I did not like the way she kept talking to that mama. And it made me think maybe she was trying to sleep with the mama's man. I mean, I thought the mama was tripping. Like, nobody wants you or your man, but the way Cheryl acted is like, be the bigger person. Yeah, like, He was gonna try to make it work. Be patient. So then let's see, who else am I? Andrea and Lamar. Okay. Andrea and Lamar was one of my favorite couples from the very first season of Love After Lockup. I felt like Andrea and Lamar was gonna make it. I already knew they did make it, but I just feel like Andrea just has to loosen up a little bit because she keeps trying to convert her husband, make him be Mormon. That man is not trying to change. I feel like as long as she stopped trying to change him, they will be fine. And I was happy to. Yes, he was holding on to that. He was because he kept on not getting mad, even though she kept talking to him horrible, like the whole season, the whole last season, and they had broken up and got back together like 3 times. I just feel like Cheryl, she was real small and she had a bad temper. She tried to take it out on her man, but her man was just like, I don't want to put up with that crap no more. He was like, I do love her, but no, I won't keep arguing with you. Is that I felt like, but the thing is, Destiny, I felt like Andrea kept trying to change Lamar. I don't really see Lamar trying to change Andrea. Lamar is not like, I want you to be a crook. I want you to, only thing he said, he wanted her to move to California because he had businesses and property and stuff there. And so did she, but it's like California had other opportunities for her kids and stuff, and Andrea is like a kind of detached from reality as a black person, because Andrea said something along the lines of, "It's not our fault that the white neighborhoods are. It's not even the white neighborhoods are better, but it was something stupid." But Lamar made a great point about how he got into African spirituality and stuff because he could see his culture and trace it. Versus Mormonism, he was like, "There's no, this was not, black people weren't even allowed to practice this." Like, he came with facts, and I was just like, "See, exactly." Lamar loves that girl like crazy, and when we found out that they actually had the baby while she was locked up, it made sense why they both love each other, and it's just crazy. Cause Andrea, you a Mormon, but you a freak. You done had a whole baby in the prison, girl. Bye. Exactly. I feel like her daughter Nyla was ready to get out though. She done stepped up her makeup game and stuff, and she's really pretty. I was like, she don't want to be in no damn Utah no more. Y'all don't expose the girl to being a reality TV star. You better put your kids and your family in Hollywood, girl. Stop playing these games. They were racist. When they got married, her friends were saying some slick racist shit about them. Now, Andrea did show up hella late to their wedding, but still. Right. Her friends were racist, and her friends, like, would talk about her and stuff. But I think their family dynamic was pretty strong. Honestly, I think that all the couples that had older people involved seemed to have a stronger base than the ones that were like really young. Andrea and Lamar were both like 38 and 40. That's kind of old. You too old to be playing games and stuff. And they had dated for 8 years. So I felt like their foundation was solid. Now, the other couple that I was rooting for was Brittany and Marcelino. And again, Marcelino was like 40 and Brittany's 29, but again, you have that older person there that's kind of been there and done that. Exactly. She did have like fake religious friends basically that was talking about her on the confessional. But Marcelino and Brittany, what I liked about them is that, like, I did used to think Marcelino could be controlling, but I think it's just that he was trying to protect her because of everything she been through. I feel like this season they let Brittany open up about her past, and you got to hear like how she was homeless, how she had her other two kids. Because we didn't even know she had another two children until the end of last season. So it's kind of hear her talk about all that. It made me understand why she was in the situation. They brought her mom. I think Marcelino's cute. Exactly. I understand where he coming from and where she's coming from. And like she brought her mom down and tried to get closure. I did kind of feel like she was doing a little much with trying to get her kids while she was pregnant, while she was dealing with everything else. And I feel like she was being a little bit selfish with Marcelino this season. Even though she probably meant well, like she should have been paying attention more to finances. It's like she didn't care, because she was used to him always taking care of stuff. She didn't seem to care about the strain that it could possibly be putting on him. Like she was when she was when she came home with that puppy, Marcelino looked pissed off. And I feel like she should have asked her husband first before she went and bought a dog. So then he went and he lied about where he was going. And I feel like at first, before we saw the context, WeTV made it seem in the previews like he was cheating on her. And I was like, no, Marcelina, I'm rooting for you. But it come to find out, it's just that he wasn't doing as good in gambling and needed the money. But yeah, like Brittany, she had a habit of doing that the whole time. Like when she wanted Sasha to be the godmama, and then Sasha ended up getting locked up for 10 years at the Love After Lockup. Marcelino is more sensible. Brittany is still kind of immature in some ways. And you're right, Sunshine. Her mother definitely looked uncomfortable. Like, you know, it was almost like her mom and sister came because they were on TV and then didn't. It's like they didn't think that she was going to bring that stuff up. But I'm like, obviously. That's a good point. Yeah, because she was somebody's girlfriend, and when you look at her girlfriend, the one that was her girlfriend seems to be a little bit more dominant than Brittany. Even though Brittany likes to say how she punched somebody in the face and stuff like that, I feel like she's like the submissive one in a relationship. Because Marcelino was definitely extremely dominant in their relationship and like a very aggressive when they were first introduced to the show. Oh, okay, so I did Trent. I keep saying Trent. Clint Tracy, Marcelino Brittany, Andrea Lamar, Lacey, Cheryl. I think it's the only one left to talk about is Meg, Michael, and Sarah and Maria. Okay, let's rewind it. Let's rewind it. Okay, so we start off at Meg's in Texas. I'm like, okay, he done pulled up on Texas. He done pulled up at in Texas to see Meg. Okay, he started meeting the daddy. Daddy don't like him. Daddy ain't gonna pretend. None of Megan's people pretended to like Michael ass. Everybody made it clear they didn't like him. I know who we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about Angela and Tony, but we can talk about them last. Okay. So they together for like 2 episodes. He done pulled up with Sarah money, Maria money, everybody money, because Sarah done spilled the tea and told everybody that these girls are cash apping and she can see the phone records. So I didn't see through it until the very end of the season when Sarah and Michael were together, like in person. The beginning of the season made it seem like Sarah was really trying to move on with her life. She didn't want nothing to do with him. She had washed her hands with the situation. She was genuinely just trying to be there for the kids. But then, yes, girls were cash apping him. Sarah said that. What do you mean by how he treats his mama? Yeah, a strong man is sexy, Destiny. I'm not gonna say alpha man because I have a sigma man, but
I understand.
But we know what an alpha man is. Michael, I don't see what they see in him. Like, even when it came down to the whole Megan Rock and Michael thing, the Rock person was more attractive to me than Michael. But when you lose your virginity to somebody, which I think Sarah didn't lose her virginity. I don't think Sarah lost her virginity, because there was discussion about her being with somebody else first at the very beginning, back when the show was introduced with them on it. The season 2 was introduced with them on it. I think Sarah had been with somebody else before Michael, but Michael was like her first serious boyfriend, the mother, her, the baby daddy thing. You be kind of stuck to your baby daddy for a while because you want the whole family thing. And then Meg lost her virginity to him. So it's like, that's what, I guess that and their bond is what they saw. But Yeah, Michael doesn't care about anybody but himself. He literally was saying that, I'll have a main thing and I want to talk with someone else just in case it doesn't work out. So basically, Sarah was his main thing. After he stopped talking to her and it didn't work out, he was starting to talk to Meg. He really liked Meg. He fell in love with Meg. He was engaged to Meg. And he left Sarah for Meg. Then, when he got mad at Meg because he thought that Meg and him Rock had sex, even though Megan says they did and Rock says they did. I don't know. I think Meg is telling the truth, and I think the Rock guy just came on there for clout, but whatever. Um, he got mad and he felt like Meg may be losing interest, especially when I feel like when he felt the intimidation, not that he wasn't already hoeing, because he was, but when he felt the intimidation that, because like they had been on a break anyway, so it wasn't like he wasn't talking to her. But I feel like he was like, okay, Meg's friends is telling her to move on. Her her dad don't like me. Let me go ahead and get me an option B, and that's where option C, and that's where Maria came in at, because he don't want Sarah for real anymore. Yeah, Sarah looks pretty. Like, she looked pretty when she put her outfit together, her makeup and stuff. She's not ugly. Megan's not ugly either. Maria have a strong ass face, but she not ugly either. I just think that she was in it for the TV and the clout. Yeah, I think that's what it is too. And he's cocky with it because he was like, she still wants me. If I were to tell her right now that I want to be with her, we'd be together. Like, that's a cockiness. That is not love at all. He don't care about her. And to me, like, I was on Sarah's side completely until she chose to sleep with him again. Then I was like, why would you sleep with this man again when he don't take care of his kids? You sat here and said he ain't shit. He not helping you. You paying his phone bill. He ain't came to see the kids in 5 months. Your daughter is 5 months old. Y'all ain't seen this man. You looking on the phone records. You see him in Texas. You see him talking to Maria. You see him getting cash out. He ain't sent you shit. He ain't checked on the kids. He ain't answering the phone. What you gonna fuck with him again for? Then at the end, she gonna take a damn pregnancy test. Like, every time y'all have sex, you let this man nut inside of you that you need a pregnancy test. You got pregnant as soon as he got out of jail. You gonna try to get pregnant again? She gonna say, "Oh, that's still my husband." Yeah, it's still your husband, but he not acting like your husband. What did you give him more sex for? Then Maria, how you gonna be naive and boo boo the fool? You done seen this play out on TV. You know about Meg. You know about Sarah. You know about Michael. You trust this man. He done brought you all the way to New York, which was a dub. That's a dub. I'm not going with you to know New York for you to go and spend time with your kids. You go spend time with your kids by yourself because you haven't seen those kids. What do you need me to be there for? Then
It looks good.
it didn't look good because you left to go be with the kids and then you spent the night to say that you were babysitting the kids, but you weren't even babysitting the kids. You and Sarah was having sex, and then you said you was gonna come back in a few hours. You came back the next day. I already knew what it was. He a liar. He looked so ugly when he said that. He already had a receding hairline, but when he said that, I was just like, you are a hurtful person. And that's why what made me laugh after he did all that, Sarah, she pulled up to the hotel and she embarrassed herself. Yeah, Sarah do be trying to talk black sometimes. I be like, girl. And she's trying because she's in counseling and stuff. I feel like she's trying to make the steps, but she came up to the hotel, which I think WeTV told her this man's location. Like, why would Michael tell her where he was at? The way he was acting, why would he tell her? So she showed up to the hotel and they about to fight, and that's the whole black thing, the black and white interracial thing. The police was finna lock Michael ass back up. They not finna lock up Sarah ass. They're the one who stirred it up. But it was really also Maria coming out like she wanted to fight. Exactly. In my Tyra voice, we were rooting for you. Why? I felt like it was just surprising. Like I know Meg was like, "Wow, so you're not even here with Megan, you're here with Maria." I kept seeing that name. Like Maria was aggressive. She was hoish. Michael over here talking about I got me a mature woman. I need me a woman that I don't have to cheat on. I could just tell her, baby, I want a threesome, and she'll be like, okay, that's Maria. I'm like, so you want a hoe that don't care about what you do?
Why not?
I'm like, it's dumb though. Like when she pulled up at the hotel, she finna beat Sarah ass. You don't realize you finna get your boyfriend locked up. And it's a mugshot out of Maria. So Maria done been locked up before. They perfect for each other. So anyway, after all that, the next day he go back to Texas again, which I'm like, where he getting all this money to keep flying back and forth everywhere? I want to know. He go back to Texas to see Megan. Megan in the studio working on her song, Lemons, living her best life. And he gonna try to casually tell her, oh, I didn't talk to you for a month because I got a new girlfriend. And he thought she was gonna be cool with that. Megan was like, okay, thank you, bro. Say no more. A friend wouldn't treat me like that. I was proud of her growth. I've been rooting for Meg from the beginning because I've been the Meg and the Sarah in that situation. Hell, no, we can't still be friends. Girl, bye. And Megan, I actually liked her a lot. I follow her on Instagram, and I've talked to her before. Like I've DM'd her and we've talked on Instagram, and I feel like she's a good person. I really think so. And I hope that things work out for her as far as her music and her social influencing career, or as as a TV celebrity personality. I hope that continues for her because she could go far. She can actually sing and everything. And I just hate that Michael put her through all those things. Like she had shared that she lost a baby with him and everything. He wasn't worth it. But everybody's first heartbreak person is usually not worth it. But he one of those. Yeah, like I feel like that's the thing. Megan didn't try to come at Sarah disrespectfully. Sarah tried to come at Meg disrespectfully, and Meg put her in her place. Meg didn't come out there acting crazy. She just tried to make it clear with everybody that tried to come for her, including the mom and the sister. I'm like, y'all, the mom and the sister ain't shit asses. Y'all done talked to Megan and Sarah and know about both situations and ain't said shit because y'all know that your son and your brother ain't shit. But then y'all gonna hop on Megan like Megan was the problem. No, your ain't shit ass brother and son are the problem, and you done talked to both people and know about it. Like you can't. It's crazy. But that was that. And Angela and Tony, girl, they became my favorite people on the damn show. Meg and Michael used to be my favorite. And then Angela and Tony, like, girl, the season opened up with Tony sleeping in the car because he been out there paying prostitutes for sex. Honestly, I think that he had that job at the hotel so he can use them rooms whenever he feel like it. He done did that. Angela said she putting him out. She's tired of him. She give him another chance for like the 20th time. She gave him them rules, and she like, okay, so I'm not giving you money anymore. And I'm like, girl, that's a dub. You should have never been giving him money to begin with. Done bought the man a motorcycle so he could go cheat. You dumb. So that happened. Then she's like, okay, you gotta go to work and from work, and that's it. He said the same thing. He literally said the same thing. I would too. Like, he literally said he knows she's gonna take it back. And I honestly feel like he was just there because he needed to parole there. He literally, if you read between the lines of what he said that so many times. Like, I'm like, I of course I'm not gonna leave. I'm paroled here. Like, when he do his confessionals, that's how he'd say it. I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna try to make it work. I'm paroled here. I'm here to stay. I understand that I hurt her, but I'm sorry. And I love Angela. And he be looking all over to the left and the right because he lying. But I did think, like, in a way, he tried to, like, make it work and like, listen to the rules just long enough to woo her and be like, okay, baby, I made you some steaks and I set up this nice date for us in your backyard so that we could talk about you marrying me as soon as possible. Then there's Tommy. Tommy is like the hopeless romantic, and he loves Angela. Tommy keeps trying to sabotage the damn marriage. It's not working because Angela don't want Tommy. Tommy would have been great. I wanted her to go with Tommy. She wouldn't go with. She would have go with Tony instead of Tommy. She was like, ew, Tommy, I can't even think about having sex with you. I'm like, and that's how Tony feel about you. He got to get super faded to have sex with you. I think their sex is probably like, she gets really horny because she's super attracted to him, and he has to be really drunk to enjoy it or something. Or he might just, like, I don't know how he gets through that, honestly. I can't even tell how he gets through it. I know he didn't want to do it. Like, when he got out the first time, he couldn't do it. His conscience couldn't let him do it. He chose the steak over having sex with her. Oh, I didn't even think about the best man like that. He did look a little interesting with the teeth. His teeth is what it was for me. And he bought him a lap dance. And then here goes Tommy, like Captain Save-A-Hole, trying to record. That part was funny. Like, he kept on trying to damn sabotage. And then Angela ass came in like somebody mama, trying to break up the party. Everybody needs a Tommy. I felt like that was so dumb. I'm like, this is this man's bachelor party. Like, what the hell you bring Tommy for? Gosh. That was staged. It was very lame. Then the next day, I'm sorry, Tony. I didn't mean to ruin your thing. Yes, the hell you did. You ruined it. Like, it's done. So then they got married, and then the next day, Angela looked so pissed at the end when they was interviewing her. She couldn't even focus on the damn interview because she was going through that man's phone and saw the SIM card with all the cheating and more prostitutes. Like, they were like, Angela, can you finish the scene first, Angela? And she's like, wait a minute, I gotta go through this phone. I saw those freaking prostitutes, blah 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 blah. I'm like, Angela. She's like, these things date back to 2 weeks before we got married. I'm like, then why didn't you check the phone before you got married, sis? Before you got married. Why'd you do it after? You don't even gotta see this man. Do you not understand? This man has played you so he can have access to your stuff because you're dumb enough to fall for it. And you married him so he can disappear on you, and you can't even get the divorce if you want it because he's gone now. She's just dumb. Yeah. I don't know why she thought marrying would change him. She can't even change the trust because she ended up putting the SIM card in the phone. Like, she kept checking the phone. Let me go ahead and marry him. For what? Like, girl. And the sister kept on saying she was stupid. Like, don't marry the man. The friend, like the sister, I really liked her sister because the sister wasn't buying it. Exactly. Marriages don't change anything. You have to want to change. If it's an issue, you got to want to change that issue and get better. If not, it's going to still be a problem. But yeah, y'all, that was Love After Lockup. That's my show. I like that show. I think I'm going to continue to make commentary videos, honestly. Yeah, that made me feel question her profession as well. Because how did she not understand what was going on as somebody who works helping others? Y'all, my arm is falling asleep. I'm trying to wake it up. Like, how you gonna be a therapist, but you got a whole narcissist taking advantage of you and you can't even see it?
Because most people who treat people are not patients themselves.
I know, girl. I love the show so much. It's 2 a.m. Y'all, I'm finna go to sleep. I love y'all. And I really enjoyed talking to y'all. It is 2 o'clock. And I'm gonna see y'all this weekend, okay? Yeah, you gotta get you a Marcelino or a Lamar. Don't get you no damn Michael or Tony. Like, you gotta know the difference. Or you know who we should have got instead? You gotta get you a the Andrea and Leandre. I don't know. Y'all remember who I'm talking about? They didn't make it on the last season of Love After Lockup season 2. And he was like, good night, Glenda. He was like he was basically paying her bills from prison. Like, that's the one you want. You don't want the one that's got prostitutes and down low tendencies. I don't know. All right, for real, y'all. Bye. Bye. Get you a Clint. Get that money and tell him to sit in the corner. I'm just playing. I don't want a Clint. Clint is desperate. I'm gonna tell y'all to get y'all a Marcelino or a Lamar. Them the only two. All right, I'll try to remember to stay inside. I'm gonna have to get me some exercise. Have a good night, y'all. See y'all later. Bye. Desi, say bye. Oh, wait. There it is. Bye.